Hello everybody, and welcome to my video. Yep, I'm back. I'm sorry for being gone for so long, but I hope this video is worth the wait. Today we will be asking the question, were we too harsh on the Phantom Menace? So, of course, this movie starts with a trademark Star Wars opening credits, in a galaxy far, far away. The first bit seen in this movie shows Obi-Wan and Qui-Gon boarding the Trade Federation ship, and I have no idea why the Trade Federation became the evil people they did, in the end. If they knew they were going to be on Qui-Gon's bad side, you don't mess with Liam Neeson. So after the two Jedi get all settled in, they blow up some battle droids in traditional Jedi fashion, and everything does boom, pretty much. Qui-Gon and Obi-Wan see there's this invading army headed to Naboo, and they head off to Naboo to warn everyone. On Naboo, Qui-Gon and Obi-Wan run into the one and only Jar Jar Binks. Yeah, Jar Jar's here. I'm sorry, guys. We have to talk about Jar Jar a lot in this video to decide whether we were too harsh on the Phantom Menace or not. I'm really sorry. So when I was watching this movie a second time, Travis stripped, I realized that Jar Jar was banished from his city because he was clumsy. That serves him right. When Jar Jar goes to a dungeon in the city with his two new Jedi best friends, they're arrested, but with some Jedi trickery, Qui-Gon gets the trio free. Well, Qui-Gon and Obi-Wan and, Jar Jar are headed to the capital of Naboo. The capital is invaded by battle droids, so the two Jedi and the dungeon make it to the capital and save the Queen and everyone else who's important from the droids just in time. They blow some more stuff up and they take off in a cruiser. On the way off of Naboo, the cruiser is damaged by that dang Trade Federation, and they have to go to Tatooine to make repairs. This is where things start getting spicy, guys. Oh yeah, and R2-D2 is on this cruiser too, which is pretty cool. Detective Darth Maul is on the case. Darth Maul shows up on Tatooine with his little droid thingies, and he hunts for Queen Amidala. I know this is weird, but I saw some kind of spark or romance between Jar Jar and Padme when Padme met Jar Jar. Don't tell me I'm alone with this, guys. SS Pajar, SS Jarme. I don't know. All I know is that we have some chemistry. I know it's weird, but just stick with me, guys. On Tatooine, Qui-Gon goes to a part dealership owned by Watto. You heard that right. The guy's name is Watto. Wow. Well, Watto is quite the negotiator because he doesn't let Qui-Gon give the parts that he needs to repair the cruiser easily. He won't accept his Republican credits because they don't have much value on Tatooine or something. In Watto's store, Padme meets this little kid named Anakin, and that's where things get spicy, guys. It's not the Anakin who lives down the street and you always see at Lowe's. No, it's Anakin Skywalker. This is the same person who is known as Darth Vader when he gets upset. Anakin, being quite the gentleman, invites Qui-Gon and Padme to his house because there's a sandstorm coming in. Very spooky. At Anakin's house, he shows everyone his droid, C-3PO. C-3PO and R2 meet each other and hit it off. This starts a great friendship. Meanwhile, the Queen receives a message saying that her people are dying. Obi-Wan, having a big brain, warns her that it's a trick and to send no reply. I wonder if my ex texting me back yesterday was a trick too. I don't know. Ever heard of someone being too cocky? Darth Sidious was way too cocky when he said that Qui-Gon and Obi-Wan would be no match for Darth Maul. That's foreshadowing if I've ever seen it. By the way, Anakin likes pod racing. Qui-Gon barters with Watto to let Anakin race. Watto says yes, and if Anakin wins the race, he gets to be free from being a slave, and Qui-Gon gets the parts he needs to fix his cruiser. If Watto wins, he gets to keep the cruiser. Qui-Gon finds out that Anakin is super strong in the Force, and is stronger in it than even Master Yoda when he tests him for it. I just say tests for that or something. I don't know how that works, but after some stuff that isn't very important, the pod race starts. Predictably, Anakin wins because, well, the plot needs him to win, and after some difficulty, there's a bunch of mishaps, but I won't go into it because, like I said, it's not very important. So after his win, everyone is happy, yada yada yada, and Anakin is free, and Qui-Gon gets his cruiser fixed, and everyone lives happily ever after. Just kidding. Yeah, so Anakin has to leave his mom to go with a Jedi, and it's super sad. It's probably one of the most emotional scenes in all of Star Wars, I'd say. Anakin brings C-3PO with him too, leaving his poor mother pretty much alone. It's sad. After a few minutes of me crying, the cruiser gets all fixed up, and they fly off into the great unknown. Not before Darth Maul catches up to them at the last minute, though, and Qui-Gon has to fight him in an epic lightsaber duel. Qui-Gon beats Darth Maul in the fight, and he jumps into a cruiser at the last second, and now they fly off into a great unknown. The cruiser flies to Coruscant, and there's a bunch of boring Republic stuff with Lord Palpatine and Padme and voting, and I think I fell asleep for a minute there. On the more interesting side of things, Anakin gets tested for a Force Sedan and he passes. The Jedi Council doesn't want to train him though because Anakin is afraid of losing his mother, and fear, of course, leads to a dark side. After the Jedi Council is dumb and decides not to trade Anakin, Obi-Wan and Qui-Gon are sent to Naboo with a queen to find out more about the guy who attacked them on the way home. You know, the guy with black and red face paint and the cool double-ended lightsaber? Qui-Gon and Obi-Wan land on Naboo, which is now secured by the Trade Federation. They go to the awful Dungeon Sedan and they ask them for help. They agree to help the Jedi save Naboo. In the end of the movie, in an epic battle scene, the Dungeons and the Jedi fight off the droids and they blow a bunch of stuff up and everything goes boom boom and the Jedi have a blast and it's a lot of fun to watch, but it doesn't make much sense sometimes. The Dungeons are really weird in this, but of course, you know, everyone's running pretty much amok, but the good guys win, because this is Star Wars, but there's still one person to deal with. That's Darth Maul. So, Qui-Gon and Obi-Wan get ready to fight Darth Maul in a very cliche bridge standoff. The Jedi battle Darth Maul, and he yeets Obi-Wan off the bridge to a lower platform. Poor Qui-Gon is now all alone to fight Darth Maul. After some Star Wars music and antics, Darth Maul yeets Qui-Gon into a great unknown of the afterlife. Poor Qui-Gon, F in the chat. Obi-Wan is really mad about that, and he slices Darth Maul in half like he's part of Outback State Special, and sends him into the abyss at the bottom of a bridge. There's no way Darth Maul survived that, right? Wrong. The absolute mad lad survives this and somehow turns into an animated character in Star Wars Rebels. Oh yeah, and Qui-Gon, right before he dies, tells Obi-Wan to teach Anakin how to be a Jedi. I feel like Star Wars is sometimes kind of like Riverdale. Yeah, if anyone knows that show. You never know if someone's dead or not unless you see the body. Even then, they still might live, you know. It might just be a wax body or something. You know, this movie pretty much ends there, besides 6 minutes of credits, of course. Everyone lives happily ever after, at least until the next movie. Droids are destroyed, the Trade Federation just lost a big battle, and Obi-Wan gets to train Anakin as his apprentice. Overall, I thought this was a decent movie. It wasn't great, but it had some good action scenes and acting, especially from Ewan McGregor and Liam Neeson. I didn't like Anakin's acting, but I'll cut him some slack because he was just a child actor. Some of the actors felt kind of stiff, but I don't know. It wasn't that great, but I'll let it pass, you know. It wasn't good, but it wasn't bad. I rated it a 6 out of 10. Okay, so now let me tell you guys if I think we are too harsh on The Phantom Menace. I think we were too harsh. My opinion might be biased because we now have even worse sequels to compare the prequels to, but if you look past Jar Jar Binks' enormous tongue and look at the movie's tour, it wasn't awful. I can see how when the prequels first came out, people would have been outraged because all that they had to compare them to was the Amazing Trilogy, but I don't think that justifies how fans treated this movie. I can see how lifelong fans who grew up watching Star Wars would be mad, but The Phantom Menace wasn't as bad as people made it out to be, in my opinion. Like I said before, fans are way too harsh. Well guys, thanks for watching my video. I'm sorry for it having been so long since I've uploaded last, but like I said at the start of the video, I hope this was worth the wait. If you liked my video, please tell me what you liked. If you didn't, please tell me what wasn't good and how I can improve. If you really liked my video, please consider subscribing because it helps my channel grow. I know I may have been kind of wrong in some places in the summary of a movie, but with Star Wars, it's confusing making a timeline saying who went where at which planet and which part of the movie. You guys know what I mean? Oh yeah, and also let me know if you guys thought the summary of A Phantom Menace was good. I'm trying to find kind of a sweet spot where I'm not super specific, but I'm not super generic in the summary. And finally, please stay safe out there with coronavirus. It's been pretty scary. Just stay calm and we can get through this together. I'm going to try to upload more often to give people something to do when they're stuck at home all day, so stay tuned for that. Well, have a great rest of your day, everyone, and stay safe out there. Bye.